Hello there. I am Koios, the Rōnin BeatMaker, and welcome to Lounge Rōnin. All things, everything. If you are new to the channel, hello there. Please make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and ring that notification bell. And on this episode, we're going to discuss the woke right, video games versus the woke right. So there's been a little bit of a tiffy going on right now with Call of Duty, and I think it's pretty much fizzled out. But I wanted to cover it because I found it to be absolutely fascinating, and 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 I wanted to just talk a little bit about what's going on here. And I just wanted to talk a little bit about this and the implications of having essentially just having like the woke right in the video game pop culture commentary. Pretty much, we're just gonna watch the video. We'll watch the video. We'll we'll watch the video and we'll go from there. And I'll pause it every now and then to share my thoughts, but I think it'd be appropriate to just get into the video.
The only way to fight stigma and shame is to shine light on it.
Ask your healthcare.
So this channel is it's Eric the Bunks. He's a decent channel. I don't mind him. I think he does a pretty good job of being critical of, as I like to put it, the woke right pop culture commentators. He does a really good job, and I thought it'd be appropriate for us to see this video because, and if you've watched my Yasuke versus the woke right, then you're aware of Grums and how during that incident he was pretty much just like race baiting and being blatantly racist and just grifting and monetizing off of the whole situation. And the reason why I say monetizing is because if you're verified on Twitter, you're more than likely making money off of it. So let's get into this because I think it's really important for us to cover this, especially if you're people out there who support these people. And I'm not, no disrespect to you guys for supporting them, but you need to be well aware of the type of people that you are supporting. And Grums, he may have been the guy who helped create World of Warcraft from its inception, but that does not mean that he is a good person. So we're going to be covering multiple aspects of this situation. But I want to start with Eric's perspective because he has all the receipts, because this whole thing did not go Grums' way. And you'll see how that plays out here. So let's do it.
Is this y'all's guy? Is this y'all's guy? I'm asking you honestly. Is Grums your man? Is this your dude? I mean, I thought he was. He's been on every podcast for the last 3 months screaming about how censorship is wrong and that we should not be censoring anything. Matter of fact, I made a video about him just like 2 or 3 days ago where he was crying about Pride merchandise in Call of Duty, crying about it. And I said, you know what? That sounds like you're asking for censorship. And then I had people pushing back. Oh no, jumping through every hoop, trying to figure a way to make the argument work in their favor. And I was right. I keep telling y'all, when I say something on here with my whole chest, I am right. And I will keep being right about these guys. Every single time I tell you that I know what they are doing, I'm going to be right. I have been on the internet for far too long. I've seen all of the twists and turns. I can see it. I can read between the lines. When Grumps was saying that he doesn't support censorship, but then he was arguing to censor Call of Duty for their Pride merchandise, for their Pride skins, I told you in that video, it sounds a little weird for the anti-censorship poster grandpa, is arguing for censorship. And here we are today. This is from earlier today. When somebody talks about censorship, when they question him about censorship, he finally admits to it. He is collecting L after L after L. He's got a whole collection of them.
So I want to read what it says here. And it says, I absolutely support censorship of the woke, ESPN games marketed to kids like Nintendo and cartoons. You've done it to us for over a decade, and now it's your turn. You don't get to indoctrinate our kids anymore because we don't win the battle by playing fair anymore. You just turned that against us. And so, Grumps here, and like I told you in the Yasuke rounds, this is not the guy you want to be your champion because he's advocating for censorship. He really is. He's no different than the left. The left, the woke left, they will advocate for censorship every single day. That's their thing. You see it all the time on YouTube. No disrespect to YouTube, but it's just the reality of the situation. And what you're seeing here with Grums and this advocating for censorship in the games. And the Nintendo situation is funny because I actually watched Eric's video on the Nintendo situation, and he pretty much explained that the character that they were bringing back into this Nintendo Mario world, Mario Paper, I think it was, whatever, that it was a character that was, I think it was either queer or a drag or a trans, I'm not sure. But the character has always been part of the LGBT community since its inception in the late 80s or 90s. They were just bringing that back and actually following through with the origins of the character rather than censoring it. So when it comes to Nintendo, I think he's wrong. When it comes to cartoons and movies and films, he's not necessarily wrong there. But we're not going to get into all of that on this episode. We're just talking about the gaming. So I'm not going to get into that stuff right now, but I just want to get into focus on this. But I just want you guys to just be prevalent of what these kind of implications can mean for us. Let's continue.
And I, just like so many other people in this space, but me specifically, keep collecting W's.
Oh, and I should let you guys know, Eric debunks, he is a queer man. And I think he's like in his 40s or 50s. So he's been around for a minute. He gets the game, needless to say.
I've got a wall of them. You can't see it on the camera, but I got a wall of W's for these people. He admits here, I absolutely support censorship of the woke. Got him. He actually deleted this tweet. We're going to look at his follow-up tweet on this, but I have to read through this to just break down how absolutely insane. I'm not clinically diagnosing this dude. Just saying this is absolutely insane. I absolutely support censorship of the woke. especially, and he adds this in to sort of dilute what he's saying, especially in games marketed to kids like Nintendo and cartoons. Okay, you threw that in there, but if you notice, it says especially, which means that he's not just talking about that. So everybody in the comments like, oh, he's only talking about Nintendo stuff. No, he said especially, which means that he believes in that censorship for quote unquote woke stuff outside of that. What is the definition of censorship? I'm going to read it for you so you can understand what censorship actually is. The suppression or prohibition of any parts of books, films, news, etc. that are considered obscene, politically unacceptable, or a threat to security. So he is saying that he wants government censorship, some sort of committee to regulate and block diverse content in video games across the board.
And the irony about Grum's advocating for that is that's exactly what the woke left do. This is exactly what the woke left do. This is what I was, saying about, the woke left. I mean, the woke right and the pop culture commentators who are attacking Yasuke, who, call everything racist and say, oh, they're erasing white men and all this other stuff that they keep on claiming. It's kind of like, if you think about it here, right? For Star Wars, for example, the woke right pop culture commentators, they're all saying that Star Wars is erasing white people and white men in particular. And I'm over here laughing to myself because I'm like, wait a minute. Lucasfilm is run by a white woman. The head of head of creative and storytelling for Lucasfilm is a white man. The showrunner for the recent news show The Acolyte is a white woman. In fact, the Mandalorian showrunner was a white man. In fact, Andor showrunner was a white man. So this whole concept that the woke right will be claiming that they're erasing white people is a load of bullshit, because you can literally look at everything that Star Wars is producing, and most of the showrunners and creators and leaders of Lucasfilm are all white. So this is what you got to be careful of, the woke right, is because they're now advocating for censorship of things they don't like, which is exactly what the woke left has been doing. That's what the woke left does. They advocate for censorship. And now you have that going on in the woke right, and you have that going on now in the video game community.
I don't think a lot of you understand what that means. He's not talking about specific things. When he says woke, it is this completely ambiguous statement that can be applied to so many different things, from gender to gender identity to sexuality to anything that they can be, like racism, like it can be applied to anything. He is saying he supports censorship of this blanket thing that most people in 2024 can't even define without sounding like bigots. And I'm not talking about a terms of service issue, because I do not support censorship. I do not support it. But I'm not talking about a terms of service thing. Like when you agree, you're using a service and you're like, I won't throw hot dogs out of the window, right? You agree to it when you sign up. And then you're like, I'm going to throw hot dogs out of the window. They blocked me. Censorship. That's not what I'm talking about. I am talking about being a creator, making a product, your own product, and having this person like Grums come along and say, it looks a little woke to me. I think it should be censored. That's what I'm talking about. And then we play this game. I love this game. You've done it to us for over a decade, and now it's your turn. You don't get to indoctrinate our kids anymore. Okay, citation, what are you talking about? Show me a correlation between a game and radicalization of kids that lines up and makes sense.
And I'm going to have to agree with Eric there, because if you're a gamer, and you've been around for a minute, you know that studies have proven that there's no correlation between video games and creating violent offenders and what have you. We know that that's not a real thing. We know that when they were trying to make, the Grand Theft Auto, what was it? Vice City, I think it was, when that was coming out. I remember when that was coming out, and like they were like, this game is going to turn your kids into killers. All these games are going to turn you into killers and all this kind of stuff. And and I just think it's funny to me how we are now looking at this state of gaming where he's just, he's not wrong. Like they're not, and this is all because of what's going on with Activision. And I think I pulled it up.
I'm not talking about how you feel about something, because that doesn't count. I'm talking about some sort of study, something that is done that shows that A leads to B leads to C.
Yeah, and that's the thing. There's been no studies that correlate this. We know that for a fact. And Grums takes it to such an extreme level. Does he cover it on here? No, he doesn't. I might have to show it to you guys because it's crazy.
And you can't do it because I keep asking you for it and no one has it. Because guess what? Just to remind you, I am going to be right about this every single time. And to everybody out there that's been supporting me and helping the channel grow, I want to thank you guys, because soon people will learn that Eric is right. Because we won't win the battle by playing fair anymore, and using fair in air quotes because he doesn't think that it's fair. So what does that mean? Like, are you saying that you will be playing fair? What does that even mean? Are you saying that you're being called unfair already? I don't know, Grums. This doesn't make a lot of sense. You just turned that against us. So y'all have been the bigger people all this time. Y'all have been the bigger people. We've been the ones that have tried to treat you differently. Okay, that's all cap. Completely 100% lies. Liza Minnelli, telling you. However, there is a twist. Let's get into that.
Oh, y'all wanted a twist, eh? Let's get sexy! Yeah.
This...
Oh my god.
Eve Online on Mac. Immerses.
This is gold. He tweeted out several hours later because he was getting ate up. I'm telling you, ate up. No crumbs were left on the table in the retweets. People that had been on his side for a while was like, I don't know about this like censorship of people we don't like thing, because that's sort of it could hurt what we're trying to do here, because you're out of pocket, so we don't want you to you're not our spokesperson anymore. You don't speak, you're not invited to sit at the table anymore. He was getting absolutely ate up in the retweets and in the comment section. He had a few people that were on board with him because, of course, he's just saying the quiet part out loud. But the vast majority of people that are a little bit smarter about this were like you can't do this, right? This isn't good. It's not good. So he deleted it, of course, and this was what he said.
And okay, see, this is what I'm talking about. This is why you cannot support these people, because he deleted this tweet. He deleted it. All right? He outed himself. So this is why you can't mess with these people. You can't trust them at all. I don't care if he's a man that created World of Warcraft. This is not a good person.
I spoke in frustration today about censorship. Some people took it the wrong way. No, we took it exactly as you typed it out. I'm talking about games marketed to kids, but I was also tired of the propaganda inserted to everything. So no, we didn't take it the wrong way. We didn't take it the wrong way. You're literally just reiterating what you said in that original tweet, which is banning woke, especially, you threw that in there, especially when it comes to like Nintendo and kids and cartoons or whatever. You're just reiterating that. Nobody misunderstood what you said. You want to ban stuff that you think is woke. Point blank period. That's censorship. Sorry, it's what it is. I deleted the comments. Better to focus on what's happening and what we can do about it. No, you deleted it because you were getting ate up. You deleted it because you were absolutely wrong. And so many people were calling you out on it and saying, this is not a good look. We don't want to be a part of this. This is not how we roll. You took a massive L, multiple massive L's, right on the forehead, and you looked really dumb. Like, it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. Like, I can imagine, regardless of this retraction of what he said, that everyone that followed him is still going to be on board with him moving forward. Loose cannon moment. He said something he shouldn't have said. And this reminds me again of all the stuff that happens with geeks and gamers, with all these guys, where eventually, when I tell y'all I can smell something cooking, I'm going to be right.
And you know, this is the crux of what I wanted to cover about the woke right and their advocation of censorship. They advocate for, you know, race baiting. They advocate for for sexism, and it's kind of ironic, right? In the sense that they do it to such an extent, they look like the left now. That's why we call them the woke right, because they act like the woke right. And this is how crazy it's gotten, right? This is how crazy it's gotten. I want you to understand. Look at this right here. Looks like Rums realized endorsing censorship was bad for his grift. Also, the whole game marketed to kids excuse is just a lie. Seeing the latest games he wanted censored are Call of Duty Warzone and Modern Warfare 3, 2 M-rated games. So, you know, I just wanted to point that out for you guys. You know, how he really is full of crap. To the point that he was actually correlating, because the Call of Duty, they put out trans flag bullets, and he went out there to such an extent. I should probably just screenshot and show you that he was comparing the trans bullets to the recent mass shootings in relations to a certain part of the alphabet community, which is effing insane to say that, to go out there and claim here. I want to show you guys this. I want to show you guys this because I want to show you how dangerous. Wait, can I do it this way? Yeah, I want to show you how dangerous this guy is and the type of rhetoric that he's out here trying to spew. So you guys need to see this. All right. What you see right there in front of you, okay, that's Grums comparing trans flag bullets to trans people who have committed crimes, and saying that by Activision doing this, they're going to incite copycat killers. That's how dangerous of a rhetoric this guy is spewing. All right, this is the woke right for you. This is a prime example of the woke right. And this went so bad for him, okay, that he has a woman on the, he has his polar opposite by the name of Melissa McConaughey. She's pretty much just like him except for the left, right? He's the woke version of, he's the woke video gamer, woke right video game, you know, champion. And she's like the woke left pop culture champion, all right? And it got so bad for him, all right, that Asmongold got into this.
Call of Duty's trans bullets are the latest right-wing conspiracy rage bait. This is why nobody... What are you thinking about this shit? So you're talking about, like, so there's like a bullet in a gun. What's this? Kontaku, Call of Duty's trans bullets are the latest right-wing conspiracy rage bait? This is why nobody. What are you thinking about this shit? So you're talking about like, so there's like a bullet in a gun, but it's like a trans bullet. Like, what are you? Who thinks about this shit? What are you doing? Gay bullets? Like what? Trans bullet controversy. Oh my god.
Did it work? What was their reaction to the new skin pack? Wait, what? Kotaku is defending us now? You're telling me Kotaku is defending us while ignoring Call of Duty, joining a $60 million World Cup. Hosted by Saudi Arabia, a country where homosexuality is punished by death. We did this on Pride Month, and Kotaku is still defending us. Is there anyone attacking us? Wait, what? The only one mentioning this is a bald streamer from Austin. Oh no, not again.
Bobby is a good man.
America's cooked. Can you imagine what it must be like if you live in a country like Argentina and you see this? Like this is like the American issue.
Actually, Bobby is not the CEO anymore, so you're dumb and you're wrong.
This
This is how AI optimizes my schedule. This meeting got canceled. Hooray! We didn't really want to go anyways. But now I have a free afternoon and
This is what I'm saying. This is what I wanted to point out to you guys. All right. Grumps' take on this was so bad. All right. It was so bad that he had Alyssa McConte, who advocates for doxing, mind you. She advocates for doxing. All right. She is defending Activision, and she hates video games. She hates video gamers. And this is the problem that I want you guys to realize is who cares if Activision Call of Duty makes trans flag bullets? If Juneteenth is going to be coming up, I don't care if Activision puts kente cloth patterns on bullets. Who cares? They don't care about us. Think about it this way. Activision is literally hosting a video game, Call of Duty Championship in Saudi Arabia, where homosexuality is punishable by death. And at the exact same time, they're releasing trans and pride flag bullet skins and weapon skins. They don't care about gay people. This is what people need to realize about these corporations. They don't care about gay people. They don't care about the red whites. They don't care about the blacks. They don't care about Latinos. They don't care. All they care about is virtue signaling for money. That's all this is about. And so when you have, fools like Grums over here and Yellow Flash and all these other accounts out there that are pop culture commentators that just go out of their way to inflame and divide people even more so. Yet they want to say that they're here to unify the community. No, they're here to divide the community and profit off of that division. So don't look to these channels. Don't look to the woke right, pop culture commentators and video game pop culture commentators to be your purveyors, your champions. Grums is not a champion. And I guarantee you, after this terrible take he had about advocating for censorship, you're not going to see him as often on all those live streams that he's been on, being the champion for Stellar Blade and Helldivers and Adobe. You see, this is the problem. The guy, when one grift fails, and he's already had multiple grifts fail, all right, he moves on to the next one. And he's making money off of this stuff. So this is why I say do not support these people, especially when they're grifting to such an extent where it's just immoral and just downright gross. And that's how these people are. That's how they react. That's how they act. So I wanted you guys to see this. I wanted to make it very clear for you guys the situation that's going on right now in the gaming world. I really do your own research. Trust your own judgment. Do not look to these people to be your champions. They will fail you. And Grums has proven to be a failure in that department. Because we know that these corporations don't give a fuck about gay people. They don't give a fuck about anybody. all they care about is their money. Who cares if they're going to put the trans flag on bullets? Who cares if they put the Kunta Kinte flag on the bullets during Juneteenth? Who cares? We know this is what they do. This is their grift. We know that. So this guy, Grums, he out here advocating for censorship. He's out here advocating, for racism and discrimination against history. I'm just telling you, don't look to these people to be your purveyors of guidance and how to navigate the world or how to advocate for what you want, because they're just exploiting you. And they're, shitty grifters, not good people. It's clear by the way they act and conduct themselves and the way they use their platforms. So I just want everyone to be mindful of that and be aware of that type of behavior that's going on. Because it's disgusting and it's not going to stop. They're going to continue with this type of rhetoric. They're going to continue with this type of behavior because it makes them money. That's the sole reason why they do this and act like this, is because it makes them money. It makes them a profit. And I just think it's disgusting. Because it's just disgusting, man. And listen, man, I'm all, you want to grift, go ahead. But my whole thing is grift ethically and morally, at least. At least grift ethically and morally, if you're gonna grift at all. Right? I don't mind. I don't mind. If you want to embellish and exaggerate a little bit, we all do that. But in the reality, man, you gotta have some slight ethics and morals if you're gonna try to profit off of people. But we all know that that's never going to be the case. So I really want people out there to just be aware of this type of behavior, be aware of their rhetoric, be aware of the way they're carrying themselves, and just to be vigilant of this stuff and be self-aware. It's a nasty business out there, nasty business. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Lounge Rōnin. All things, everything. If you've made it this far, please make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and ring that notification bell. And until next time, stay positive, stay focused, stay true, and much love.